and then kickstart with our first vendor here in a few minutes as other folks are signing on. So welcome everyone to day 2 of the New York Vendor Showcase, which is also being recorded and can be referred back to at a later time. As a reminder, the showcase is brought to you by Cornell Cooperative Extension Harvest New York and Cornell Cooperative Extension of Essex County. And I'm going to ask my colleagues to introduce themselves here in a moment, recognizing that many of you were on yesterday, but there are a few new participants with us today. As a reminder, we're showcasing products that qualify for the New York 30% initiative. Each vendor has 15 minutes to present to all of you. And I do encourage you to ask questions should you have any. You can do so by putting them in chat. If you're calling in and you don't have access to chat, feel free to take yourself off mute when the time is right to ask your questions. Yesterday, we were running ahead of schedule by a few minutes, and we may be as well today, so I suspect we could wrap up early. Following the conclusion of today's showcase, we'll share out product information sheets that vendors sent to us along with their contact information, so you can follow up directly afterwards. And lastly, we asked all vendors if they were interested in providing samples and or attending a sampling with SFAs, and nearly all said yes. So should that be something you're interested in and would like assistance in setting that up, please feel free to reach out to any of us on the team here and we'd be happy to assist you. And you of course can set that up yourselves as well by reaching out to the vendors when we share their contact info. So we're going to go ahead and get quick intros from the team here. So I'm Cheryl Belinsky. I am a local food systems specialist with Cornell Cooperative Extension Harvest New York. I also have the privilege of serving as the program lead for the Regional Farm to School Coordinator Program. Many of the coordinators are with us here today. We are hiring for 2 coordinators in Central New York and New York City, and hopefully we will have them on board in the next month and a half. So we'll be able to support those regions as well. But I will start with Becky in the western part of the state. Could you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I am Becky O'Connor. I am a farm to institution coordinator working mostly with K through 12 or pre-K through 12 schools on farm to school. I'm in Western New York, so I cover all of the counties in Western New York and then a little bit into the Finger Lakes as well. And I will pass it to Katie.
I'm Katie Sheehan Lopez. I'm the Regional Farm to School Coordinator for the Upper Hudson Valley, and I cover Dutchess, Sullivan, Delaware, Greene, Columbia, and Ulster counties. And I'll pass it to Christy.
Hi, I figured. I'm Christy Vasilidis. I am the Farm to School Coordinator for the Lower Hudson Valley, so Rockland, Orange, Putnam, and Westchester counties. And Cheryl mentioned that there's opportunities to taste these products. And I did just want to mention that there is a Hudson Valley food show that's happening where we do have some of the vendors already attending on April 8th. And I'll drop the information for that in the chat box. And if anybody wants more information, feel free to reach out to Katie or I will pass it to.
Hi, my name is Sandy Menasha. I am one of the Farm to School regional coordinators for the Long Island area, covering Nassau and Suffolk County. And then Amy Bly, who is my colleague, is not here today, but she's also representing Long Island, serving Nassau and Suffolk County as a Farm to School coordinator. Megan?
Hi, everybody. My name is Megan Doman. I am the Farm to Institution educator based out of CCE in Essex County. So, but I do work beyond Essex County with schools in Clinton and Franklin as well.
Great. Thanks, Megan. I think that's all of us. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to pass it over to Ashley to kickstart it. So Ashley, feel free to share your screen and take it away.
Great, will do. Thanks, everybody. Let me.
And no pressure. This is why we give a few minutes buffer, because technology is not always our friend.
Great. I just had it. Now it wants me to re-sign in. So I'll be right there.
Okay. We can see it. Yep, looks great.
Okay, here we go. My name's Ashley Kleinhammer. I'm co-owner of North Country Creamery. We're located in Keysville, which is in Essex County. We're currently serving several schools in Essex County. I'll get to that later. But we have been here since 2013. We have a fully fleshed out food safety plan, hazard analysis critical control point. That's the HACCP plan. Our yogurt and all of our products are 100% grass fed, which makes them super high in omega-3s and the healthiest kind of yogurt you can get. It's cream line, which means it's not homogenized. So you'd be mixing it in that cream layer to the bottom. It is pasteurized. Just wanted to clarify that it's been heated and cooled, and we're fully inspected by New York State. So we offer some bulk food service sizes that I'll get into soon. And our certifications include animal welfare approved and New York State grown and certified. Our ingredients are very simple. It's milk and live cultures for the plain. If we do sweeten anything, it's with 100% maple syrup, and any extracts we use are certified organic. Since it is live cultures, it's a very probiotic rich yogurt. There's no preservatives or stabilizers, but it has a very long shelf life. So those are good aspects of the yogurt. That's us and our cows. Even though we're a small dairy and all of our cows have names, we do produce enough yogurt to be able to sell to schools across New York State. And some menu ideas that schools are already incorporating are yogurt in smoothies, a granola bar, parfaits. There's a ranch dressing veggie dip that I'll share the recipe for in a few minutes. And as a sour cream substitute, we put it on burritos and quesadillas, super healthy alternative. Here is our list of products and pricing, and I can provide this sheet to the coordinators to pass along to any interested parties. The different sizes are getting a case of 6 32-ounce quart containers up to a 5-gallon pail. You can see that the prices include a $6 pail deposit, which are reimbursed upon your next purchase when they're returned on your next invoice. We've got the 4 flavors: plain, maple, lemon, and vanilla. Locally in the Adirondacks and Plattsburgh and all along 87 to Albany, there's no delivery fee if you are south of Albany, but along I-87 and possibly into New York City, there's just a $10 delivery fee. And then anywhere else through New York State, we work with Regional Access, a small New York-based distributor. If you haven't worked with them before, I've put their website there. You would create an account to get their information about delivery fees, and their prices are a little more because they're a distributor, but it's still very economical to buy the big bulk pails of yogurt. So here's that sample ranch dressing recipe that a school is currently using. I have a few other recipes too, if anybody's interested. Very healthy alternative to just a mayonnaise-based ranch dressing. This one has way more yogurt than anything else. This is just our cows and my contact information. And I wasn't looking to see if there were questions when I was going.
We didn't get any questions specifically, but there was a general question, Ashley, and other vendors that are on too, about addressing distribution areas. And it sounds like you already did that, which is great. But yeah, if there's anything you want to add to it, feel free.
I think that's it. We have sold to a few institutions already through Regional Access. Mostly we've served our local community. We're in, I guess the slide didn't come up with, we're in 15 public schools. I don't know where that one went, but 15 public schools in the area, a couple private schools, and some hospitals. So we'd love to expand to other parts of New York State through regional access. And even through our hub delivery, which is Hub on the Hill, is a local delivery service who can easily service anyone right down I-87.
So we do have a question from Katie, one of our coordinators. Is there an order minimum? She's based out of the Hudson Valley.
It's a $40 order minimum. So anything really that a school would purchase would be above that easily.
Great. And we have a nice plug from Julie Holbrook that she has 13 schools that purchase this yogurt and the students love it. So we always love to share that feedback publicly.
Fantastic. We love working with Julie. There's got to be more Julies out there in other parts of New York.
So if there's any questions, like I said, feel free to either put them in the chat or you can take yourself off mute. That's also fine as well, but we can pause for a few moments to see if there are.
Do you mind if I jump in for a second?
Go, please.
Ashley, are you still selling or distributing your yogurt through Headwater Food Hub? Because I know a lot of the schools on here might be in Central New York and able to, purchase through Headwater.
We'd love to. I don't think we have for the past year, but we could easily reignite that relationship. I think they were scaling down a bit last time I reached out, but we certainly could sell through them if they were interested. Yeah.
Any other questions? Let's see. Okay, so this is a more general one, but will vendor slides, contact, and product information be shared after the presentation? So the answer to that is yes. We are going to share, we're going to gather all of the presentation info, product info. We've already gotten some product information sheets, and we will share that out as a package with all the participants. We also asked vendors if they were okay with us posting this on our public YouTube page, and I think nearly all said yes. We'll confirm that again, but we'll also be putting these up afterwards and sharing it out with all the SFAs across New York State, in addition, of course, to the registrants. Okay. Oh, and I like that your phone number is cows. That's very clever. I didn't know you could do that. That's really funny. I like that.
Yeah, good feature. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Really feel free to reach out if you have any questions. We're happy to provide samples and any more information that you might have.
Great. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Of course.
Okay, staying on the dairy track, next we have Upstate. And so I don't know, Eva, do you have a presentation? You're on mute right now if you're talking.
Sorry about that. I do have a presentation. I just need to figure out how to get to it. Just 1 second.
Yeah, sure. Please take your time.
All right. It says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Katie, could you just
Make her co-host? Yeah.
Yep, that was my job. Sorry. You should be able to share your screen now.
All right. There we go. Can you see my screen?
It's coming. Yes, we can.
All right, wonderful.
You might want to click presentation mode though.
I
We
did. It just seems to take forever. Try again. Okay.
Oh, there it is. We can see it in presentation mode. Looks good.
All right.
Take it away.
Thank you for attending this New York Vendor Showcase. I'm excited to be here. I'm Eva Balazs, Director of Marketing for Upstate Niagara. I also have Rick Holtz, Director of Sales, here with me in case I get stumped by any questions. And we also have a list of additional contacts on the last slide for future reference for anything that we may not be able to answer. So I understand that we may have the majority of folks who are familiar with us, but a few might not be. And I figured I'd take a couple minutes just to tell you a little bit about our cooperative. We are owned by nearly 300 farmers, The vast majority of them are in New York State, very close to our manufacturing facilities. And several of these dairy farms go back 5-6 generations. They produce conventional, organic, and even supervised kosher milk that is then transported to our plants and converted into delicious dairy products. Because of the proximity of the farms to our plants, we are able to convert the raw milk into yogurt, cottage cheese, dip milk, cheese products pretty fast. And our quality standards linked with farmer quality incentives allow us to capture that inherent dairy goodness pretty fast and make sure that our products are always great tasting. Our milk supply is entirely produced without the use of artificial growth hormones and has been for many, many years now. We have 9 processing plants, 8 of which are actually located in New York State. So all the milk going into those plants is New York State milk. So all our products qualify for the New York 30% initiative. We have several fluid processing plants, 3 cultured plants, a cheese plant, and a specialty beverage plant. This allows us to have contingency in case something goes wrong at one facility. We can quickly recover and shift production over, so we can assure consistent supply, barring other instances of disruption, which I'm sure we've all seen during this crazy COVID pandemic. We just surpassed $1 billion in sales, and we have more than 1,900 employees, the majority of which are also residing in New York State. Just to give you a little, oh, why did it shift back? All right, stay there. Just to give you a little bit of a perspective on a map, the yellow dots here are our fluid plants. So this 4th one is actually in Pennsylvania, but we have Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse fluid. Then the red dots are our cultured plants where we make our yogurts. There's one in West Seneca, one in Batavia, which was recently commissioned, and then our North Lawrence facility up in North Country. This magenta dot is our cheese plant in Campbell, New York. And the green one is our specialty beverage plant, which is also in Batavia. The blue dots represent our distribution facilities. So we have our own fleet and we can deliver directly. And for locations that are not near any of these distribution facilities, we also work with broadliners. So we distribute widely. Actually, our yogurt goes into 49, 50 states, depending on what our brokers manage to do. Milk is our life's work, is our co-op's tagline, and that's all we do, that's all we live and breathe, and anything that can be produced with milk. So this is just a quick snapshot of our brands. Bison is our flagship culture brand. Bison Chip Dip is pretty popular. Our single serve line, Intense Milk, is our line of flavored milks. The next one, Upstate Farms, this is our food service brand, which is what you would be familiar with. And we have traditional and Greek yogurts also in bulk and cheeses under this umbrella. And then we have the fluid product lines, regular milks, buttermilk, eggnog. Our Milk for Life products are lactose free. We also have a wonderful no sugar added 2% chocolate, which is great for athletes too. And then Valley Farms is our brand that you would see in Pennsylvania, and it has fluid milk products for the most part. The main product line that I would like to focus on is our Upstate Farms traditional non-fat blended yogurt line. This has been around for a while. We do have several sizes and flavors in this product line. It comes in 8 varieties for the 4-ounce. There's also a plain product that's not featured here. And then we have the 8-ounce products. This line has 90-day shelf life from date of manufacturer, which really minimizes shrink. We haven't really heard anybody who needed to dispose of any of this product because they can go through it. The 4-ounce product comes in 48 count cases. The 8-ounce is in a 12-pack. None of these yogurts contain artificial flavors, high fructose corn syrup, or any color from artificial sources. And one of these 4-ounce servings actually equals 1 meat alternate. We comply with all the feeding programs. They're Smart Snack compliant, gluten-free, and all our products are kosher certified. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, do you see bulk?
Yes,
Yes, we
bulk
see-
yogurt. Yes, we see it. Yep.
All right, thank you. So some of the flavors also come in bulk. And in addition to that, we have low-fat vanilla yogurt varieties too, which are perfect for building parfaits. Same shelf life for the non-fat product. The low-fat has slightly shorter shelf life because it has been optimized for parfaits. But I wanted to also show you this yogurt dispensing system, which we provide at no cost upon request. So if you would like to use our products to build parfaits, you depress this pump once and you get a perfect 1-ounce portion. So it makes it very easy to layer the yogurt with fruit and granola and whatever else you would like to include. We do provide a recipe book that has a variety of full recipes and also some ideas on how to use our products. And this pump is reusable and dishwasher safe. The box does include instructions on how to assemble and take apart for cleaning. And of course, you can always reuse the original lid to close the container and use it later. We do get asked about how much product may get left on the bottom of the tub after use. These are 5-pound tubs, so pretty sizable. And I'm happy to say that this system has been designed in a way where it pulls pretty much most of the product from the bottom. So there's very little left on the bottom of the tub. So it's very operator friendly in case you're looking to assemble some snacks for your students. And the 5-pounders come in 4-pack cases. We also have a line of Greek yogurts. Currently, we produce the 5.3-ounce cups and the 2-pound tubs. The 5.3-ounce non-fat Greek product has real fruit on the bottom. The 2-pound vanilla is blended in for ease of use because that's being scooped more than consumed as is. And then no artificial ingredients in this product line at all. And this has 50 days shelf life. And like all the rest of the items, gluten-free and kosher certified. The 5.3-ounce comes in 12 count and the 32-ounce, the 2-pound tubs are in 6-packs. Just recently, we launched a line, not a line, I'm sorry. Well, I'm just, it switched back again. Oh, boy.
We can see the string cheese.
All right.
That-
I don't know what's happening. I'm not touching anything. I don't want string cheese yet, but if that's what you see, let's talk string cheese.
That's good.
All right, so this string cheese product is made in our Campbell facility and has won numerous awards, the latest of which was a gold at the 2021 New York State Fair. It's an all-natural product, good source of calcium and protein, and one of these sticks equals one meat alternate. It's a product that is enjoyed a lot by kids. It has a great flavor, and we had very good feedback from students on this product. This one comes in a 168 case. We also have a bird feeder package with 224 stick packages that can be just displayed for single serving by students. All right, let's try to go back one.
We see the lactose-free milk. I'm assuming that's where you, oh, wait, it just went away again. Let's try that one more time.
No, it's odd how it keeps flipping, and I swear I only hit it once. All right, stop there, please. Do you see Milk for Life?
Yes, we do. You're good.
All right, great. So we recently launched an 8-ounce Milk for Life product. It's lactose-free milk. It's low fat, and this product is fresh pasteurized. So it has a cleaner, sweeter flavor than what you would expect from an ultra-pasteurized product that comes in a carton. This bottle shape is preferred by kids, and of course, the cap being resealable helps reduce spillage. And of course, this also counts toward the 30% New York initiative. All right, let's. It's interesting. Now it jumped too, so we're on the right slide. So this one shows our sales contacts, as I mentioned. You can reach out to Jason, Jeff, Kim, or Rolly, depending on the location you're at. We listed here the regions each of our sales representatives supports. So they are a great resource to provide additional information, pricing, and we can also send you samples, product literature, recipe booklets, and tell you more about the options of finding a distributor in case you need to go through a broadliner. We also wanted to point out that we are partnering with Premier. We have a 3-year contract with them. So in case you work through Premier buying group, our products are available through them as well. So that's about all I had. Any questions?
I have a question, Eva. This is Becky O'Connor with Harvest New York, and we were wondering if we might be able to get our hands on that recipe book or a link to that recipe book so we can include it in the New York product database with your other information.
Yeah, we do have an electronic version of it, so we can make that available.
That would be fantastic. Thank you.
Other questions from the audience? I see some good comments. Scott said they've been using Upstate for 13 years and use the 4-ounce yogurt and the string cheese for their 2 MMA serving. So that's great, helpful information. A nice shout out for Steuben County. Questions from the audience? I have one, but I'm going to hold it to see if there's others first.
Thank you, Scott, by the way. We appreciate you being a loyal customer.
Anytime, you're welcome.
Any other questions?
I have a question, not necessarily about the 3 products that we focused on here, but about milk, which I see Julie put a little shout out for in the chat box. But is your milk line available statewide with this partnership with Premier, or is that limited? I have a few regions I'm thinking of that might be interested in the answer to that.
No, unfortunately, our milk line is not available through Premier just because of the shorter shelf life of the product line. But we do distribute it through our direct delivery system. So wherever we have distribution, we can provide the half pint milks, and we do so to numerous schools.
Great. That's good to know. Thank you, Eva. Any questions from the audience? Comments?
It looks
Okay.
like I was just going to say, it looks like Julie Rawe shared. We also use yogurt and string cheese, great products, and milk. And, just more feedback for you, Eva, the string cheese has been like a hugely popular product. So, breakfast and lunch, everything. So schools love it.
Glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I have to admit, I was pinging back and forth with Becky too. I learned so much about Upstate in this presentation, so I really appreciated it too. Just like the description of the different brands and kind of how it's all connected where your plants are. So thank you for that detailed overview.
You're welcome.
Okay, I see our next presenter is on. Rock, do you have a presentation? You are co-host if you'd like to share your screen. If not, that's okay too. You can just take it over. There's a little feedback. I'm not sure who that's coming from. Kind of sounds like a chipmunk.
Rock, I think it might be you.
Yeah.
Things are sounding a little strange.
Rock, do you want to try to sign off and sign back on? We can't hear your audio. Becky, do you want to, I think you've been texting. Do you want to text? I'll put it in chat too. That's a new one. I haven't heard that audio yet.
Cheryl, if you want me to fill the space, it's Anika. I'm here if you want me to jump, or if we can wait too, which is fine.
Great. Thanks, Anika. We'll give him just a few minutes to see if he can, a minute or two to see if he can sign back on. Becky, can I get a signal or did you? Okay, great.
Yeah, I texted him.
Wonderful. Okay. We'll see if he can sign back on.
Can we ask him to sing an Alvin and the Chipmunks song?
It does sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks. All right, let's see. Did you get a response, Becky? Okay. Give me another minute here, and then Anika, we might just flip you too, but we'll give him a second here. It looks like he signed off, right? So we'll see when he signs back on if audio is working better. Okay, he signed back on. Let's see if we can get better audio.
Said it's not working. I'm going to try to communicate with him. So if you guys at Gianforte want to go, that would probably be fantastic.
Bring this up. All right,
We
can
can see.
everyone see that? Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So hi everyone, I'm Anika Gianforte, and I'm here presenting for Gianforte Farm. This is a business that I'm married into. My husband Luke is also on the line. I do believe I saw him pop on, so feel free to jump in, Luke, if you feel like I'm glossing over anything. But we are a specialty grains operation located in Cazenovia, New York. And there's a couple of different products that we wanted to feature today. We're an organic operation, so we're 100% certified organic. We operate about 800 acres. We focus a lot on food grade grains. As much as we can, we're looking to sell our products into the human food market, and we also supply dairy farms with high moisture corn and things like that. We also have a value added milling operation. So the things that we are featuring today are going to be our organic rolled oats and our red fife wheat berries, which I'll cover in a second. All of our products are made on a made to order basis. So we don't carry a huge inventory, but we wait till we get the order in and then we mill that product as those orders come in. One of the reasons for that is because our grains are, we don't have a heat process as part of our processing steps. So it's really important that we're not keeping product in a warehouse over a long period of time just to preserve the freshness for the customer. So that's why we operate that way. And all of our products are in the New York State Grown and Certified program. So the first product that we'd like to feature is our rolled oats. And we have a fun slow-mo video here of our oats coming off of the mill. So those are what the rolled oats look like. Like I mentioned, we don't have a heat step with this product. So typically, if you're going to the grocery store and you're going to buy Quaker oats, those oats have been steamed and rolled. So our oats are not steamed. So this means that our shelf life is a little bit shorter than your typical Quaker, but you still have about 6 months worth of shelf life if you're storing it in a cooler, drier environment. So it's going to have more enhanced flavor because you don't have that steam step. We consider it a ready to cook product for that reason. So your traditional type of oatmeal is a great option for this product. You can also use it in a granola recipe, and you can also use it as a baking ingredient as far as your use at the school level. And like I said, we're looking at about a 6 month shelf life. Anything to add here, Luke? He says no. All right. So any questions from the audience on that at all? I can give people time to type in too. All right, moving on. The next product that we'd like to feature is our red fife wheat berries. So when I say red fife wheat berries, some of you may be familiar with them and other people may not be. A wheat berry is essentially a kernel of wheat. So it's an unmilled wheat kernel. And the way that you would cook this product is essentially like you would cook rice. So the ratio is typically 1 part wheat berry to 3 parts water, and you can boil that. And this is a great way to add grains to other types of dishes that you may be making. Again, this is going to require some preparation. So some schools would be able to do that. Other schools may not be set up for that. But it's a great option if you want to make a wheat berry salad. So when I say wheat berry salad, it can be something like those boiled wheat berries. You can serve it cold with added vegetables in. So think like adding cucumbers and things like that. So a way to add texture to a vegetable salad. It can be used as a salad topping at a salad bar station. And it can also be a great add-in for any soups or chilies or things like that that you might be making in-house. So that is, kind of an overview of what a wheat berry is. We do offer it. And this is a picture of our red fife wheat here, so it does have a nice red hue. As far as some further details go, we package our products in 40 or 50 pound bags. In the case of the rolled oats, those are packed in 40 pound bags, and the red fife wheat berries are packed in 50 pound bags. We're using Headwater as a distributor. So you heard from Anna yesterday, and she featured the rolled oats. So if you're already working with Headwater, they'd be a great option for getting those products into your schools. And if you have any questions, or if you're not already connected with Headwater, we're more than happy to try to work with you to get the product to you. It's just a matter of logistics at that point, and making sure that the shipping would be cost effective in whatever avenue that we would choose. So my email is on this slide, and Luke's email is as well. And I believe, Cheryl, do they have our contact information that will go out?
Yes, that'll go out with the event information at the end. We'll make sure to share all that out.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's kind of an overview of products. I kind of anticipated that there may be some questions about either of those things. So at this point, I can open it up for any questions that folks may have.
Any questions from the audience? Anyone using specialty grains or rolled oats and having good success with that? I know they're a bit different than what we're used to seeing, which is exciting. Any recipe ideas for schools? So that was one question we have from Joe.
Yeah, so Joe, I guess it really depends on what you're set up to do. And it depends on if you're talking about the rolled oats or the red fife wheat berries, of course. But if you're in a breakfast program, or even for lunch for the rolled oats, I would start with probably traditional oatmeal, or if you have homemade granola. Wow, there's stuff coming in like crazy. So yeah, I think that traditional oatmeal is a great place to start. It's something that students may be familiar with. And the red fife wheat berries, again, it depends on what your existing infrastructure is, right? I think a great way to start might be adding it into a soup or a chili or something like that. I think that if granola is something that's in the wheelhouse of your school, that's another great avenue. And I see a couple of people saying that they're using it for homemade granola, which is served over yogurt. That's excellent. I have heard of people using wheat berries as kind of a add-in for breakfast on yogurt as well. It's not something that I've seen often, but I do know that people do utilize it in that way. Obviously, granola is kind of the more intuitive option for a yogurt thing. Full production kitchens looking for lunch at 30% for New York. Yeah, so Joe, if you would like to reach out to us, I can send you over a couple recipes that we have. We do have a wheat berry salad recipe directly on our website as well. But if you want to reach out directly, we can kind of talk about, what would be in your wheelhouse. But I think boiling the wheat berries would be a great place to start as well. Again, that's going to be a ratio of about 3 parts water to 1 part wheat berry. And you boil them, you cook it like rice. It does have a little bit of a longer cook time as compared to rice. Do you work with anyone in Western New York? Yeah, I think so. We do have wholesale pricing, but I think we will need to talk offline about what we can do as far as shipping and distribution. So I'm thrilled that there's interest, and I think the best way to plan would be to reach out to Luke or Luke and I via email, and we can talk about how we can get those products to you in the most cost-effective way possible.
Anika, we did have a question that was kind of buried up there from Emily about price points. I don't know if that's something you want to share now or follow up on, but I just wanted to acknowledge that it was there.
Yeah, I think we can take it offline would probably be the best way to do it, because a lot of it is just going to come down to distribution and what those costs are.
This is great. I love the love for grain. It's exciting.
I know, me too. Yeah.
We don't have a lot of grain options, so to see some options come online is really exciting.
Yeah, and we're thankful to be a part of this, Cheryl. So thank you very much for having us.
Of course. The other thing I'll mention too, and this is really for our vendors, and when we share out contact information, we are also hoping that the food manufacturers, then have a direct line to the vendors that we did invite to this. So we invited all of our known school food distributors. A handful are attending, certainly not all, but that also is another way to connect with distributors across the state. Again, food manufacturers, to connect with vendors across the state to try to set up some distribution routes. So that will also be sent out to the presenters as well. So Julie said, we're fortunate to get our oats through Headwater and that they come from Gianforte Farms. Great.
Thank you. I hope you're enjoying them, Julie. Yeah, and like I said, please feel free to reach out to Luke and I, or Headwater if you're already using Headwater, and we can try to figure out a solution for getting oats to you and share our prices.
Great. Thank you, Anika and Luke in the background. So if there are no more questions, we can move on. And if there are questions, feel free to put them in chat as well. I'm gonna.
Oh, you muted
Cheryl,
yourself,
you just
Cheryl.
muted yourself.
I muted myself. I did not mean to do that. I meant to search for Rock. So I think we have him, and it looks like audio should work. So do you want to give this a shot, Rock?
Is that working?
We can hear you. You sound much clearer.
But we don't have any. Do I have to turn on to see my picture, or what does?
You turn your video on? Yeah, if you want to share
Start video.
Yep.
There we go.
Now we can see you. Wonderful.
All right. Well, thank you, girls, for being patient with me. I just gotta get this thing going the right way.
No worries.
All righty. So again, I'm Rock Langone from Rockstar Ice Cream in Waterville, New York, and we make Miss Mila's cookies. We are currently selling our whole wheat chocolate chip cookies to local schools. They are New York State grown and certified. The eggs come from Oliver Eggs in Cassville, New York. The flour comes from a New York farmer that's milled by Burkett Mills in Penn Yan. Our butter is made at Creme Hill Dairy in Hamilton, New York. Each box of cookies contains 48 cookies. We bake the cookies, we individually wrap them, and then we freeze them. And here's one of the cookies called Miss Mila's Cookies, and that's after my granddaughter. And they come in a box just like this with New York State emblem on them. So right now we're selling about 125 cases every other week to Utica City schools. Nida County BOCES, they take 75 to 100 boxes a month. And after you thaw them, they have about a 7-day shelf life. And we also have a flyer that we will hand out to everybody eventually as we meet. Has all the nutritionals on it. So this product would be a good fit for the New York State 30% incentive program. And also, if you're short with your grains for your meals, it also passes a calculator for the entree. We are looking to distribute out throughout the state. Buying in pallets to a central location would be ideal. The price at our bakery right now, FOB, is 25 cents a cookie or $12 a box. A pallet consists of 252 boxes, which is 12,090 cookies. Remember, they come frozen, so you can pull them out as you need them. Especially with, everybody's going through staffing prices, is now you don't have to bake a cookie. You just thaw them and they'll be ready to go within a few hours after you pull them. Anybody can call me at my number. I believe that's on your site. It's 315-794-8151. And we can discuss the sampling and getting delivery to you. As we all know, that the trucking will be, as the last presenter said, is our biggest challenge these days. Okay. We're going to be getting in contact with some other distributors, and we just got to be careful that they got to make money, and we all got to make money, and you got to buy the cheapest product. And I want to be in this, and I know you do. Our current distributor is Gillette Creamery on the east part of the state, which they go from Lake George all the way down to north of the city. And they go west to Cooperstown. We just remodeled our bakery to meet the future or demand of these cookies. We've been baking cookies out of a stack oven for all this time and taking hours worth of work. We've just installed, since the fall, we've been working on doing our bakery over to the state-of-the-art equipment with 2 new rack ovens and 120 quart mixer. And we're ready to make a lot of cookies for New York State. Then we are next, I believe it's the 8th of April. We just signed up to be at the Hudson Valley Food Directors Show. And I guess if there's any questions, and I'll just pan over to our new ovens so everybody can kind of see them. We ordered those in July and they finally came in and we finally got them running yesterday. So anybody have any questions?
We have a question about product formulation worksheet. Do you have those available, Rock? Product formulation worksheet?
The calculation sheet? From
Yes.
USDA?
Yeah, Joe, are you talking about USDA or, yeah, because I'm assuming, because you're New York grown and certified, so we wouldn't need a PFS from you.
Yes, I do. And I believe Jessica Brooks has all that, but I can send more stuff to you because it shows the whole breakdown of the 100% and how much of the whole wheat flour that we're using it. So we're 100% the New York on the wheat, eggs, and flour, and then it does the 51% of the whole wheat to meet that standard also. And they're 90 calories. They are 26 grams a piece. And let's see. I think that's all that, we can get that to anybody as they request it.
So Joe qualified the New York 30% product formulation statement, but you're New York grown and certified, right, Rock? So we
Right.
shouldn't need that PFS, Joe,
Okay.
because they're grown and certified.
Yep.
So that eliminates the need for the PFS. And then Joe also asked, what's the grain equivalent?
Grain equivalent as in ounces? I don't have that paper right on me. But it's the whole wheat grain is more than the the regular flour that's in it. It meets we got it's you got me on that one because I got to go find that in the computer. I have that in it. We have all the paperwork for it.
That's okay. You can, if you want to share it out with us, we can send it out to all the participants,
Okay.
right? So it's needed for the grain equivalent.
Yep.
Thanks,
I should have
Karen.
got that with me.
That's okay. You can also, if you're staying on, there's no pressure here. You can also put it in the chat, or like I said, we can share it out.
Okay.
We have a question. So we have 2 questions. Katie here asked if the ice cream sandwich qualifies as a New York product.
No, we tried doing that. We bought some New York State ice cream mix and it didn't work out well with the vendor. And I don't know if the price point is going to work either because it's just that much more money. And that's what not a struggle, but what we had to figure when we went to New York State stuff. Things cost between 3 and 5 cents more a cookie to do a New York State product. And now with the up prices of the flour and everything, everything's changing every day. So, but we're willing to work with anybody. We have a lot of trucking contacts and distributors that we can make this work around the state.
That's great. We have another question. Is it a smart snack?
Yes, it meets the entree and the smart snack.
And I see that Becky plugged, and I appreciate that. That was going to be my we need to fill space statement. But I appreciate that you put it in the chat box, listed the product database. And so we do have information about nearly all the products.
Have that?
Yeah, well, we don't have the CN labels. So if we get those, we will add those there as well.
Okay.
So that would be great.
Okay.
And Rachel asked if you can send out samples, even one cookie.
Yep, we'll do whatever anybody wants. Within reason. How's that sound?
Samples would be great. So Cindy said samples would be great. So
we do have orders for May for one pallet going to North Syracuse and one is going to Sandy Creek in May. They're going to try it out this year. See what happens.
That's great. And like I said, we'll share out contact information, and the school food directors and managers that are on can certainly reach out to the vendors and vice versa to be able to get samples too. And like I
Yep.
said, if we can help facilitate that in any way, just let us know.
Yep, I appreciate that. And, I'll hopefully see some of you people at the showdown in the Hudson Valley.
Rock, we have a question from Julie here, Julie Rawway.
Yep.
So can you put your email in here, or do you prefer phone calls?
I'd rather do phone calls. Emails are fine, but I'd like talking on the phone, and you can call me 24/7, honest to God.
Great. So we'll make sure we get that contact info in there. Julie, just give us a moment, or if one of the coordinators wants to dump that in, that would be great.
Yeah.
Do you work and deliver to Long Island? A question from Alan.
I have a truck broker that lives right in our village that we've been discussing how we can get stuff to the city, and it's, right now it's between $2,000 and $4,000 to ship something to that area, but with more pallets, it makes it a less cost per cookie. Right now, a pallet costs $1,200 to ship in the local area, out like to the upper, and then you just add more pallets, it just brings it down. It's between 10 cents. That's 10 cents a cookie off my FOB price for one pallet. So that's difficult for everybody. It's just what we're going through right now.
Sounds like aggregating orders could be not a total solution, but a good workaround to try to get more volume.
But I just like at Utica City Schools, they take a drop. We brought some there today, and then they distribute them through the different schools. And that's, in the perfect world, if we had a central location that we could drop a trailer that many schools could get them, that would be ideal, but that's the perfect world.
That's the dream.
Yep.
Any other questions? These have been great. And Becky did drop your contact info in the chat box, so folks should have it.
Thank you. So all you need from me is that description on how the wheat is broken down in the percentage, correct?
Yeah, your CN formulation for the grain equivalent.
Yep. I'll send that out to Becky, okay?
That'd be great. Yep, that'd be wonderful.
I can do that, after I get off, and then you'll have it.
That's wonderful.
Okay. Any other questions?
Any other questions from anyone?
We do sell the ice cream sandwiches. They're not New York State certified, but we sell. Gillette came and got about 3,600 of them today. So, and we sold about 1,700 in the local area. So we make a lot of those too. And they meet the smart snack requirements.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Rock. And I appreciate seeing the new ovens. I love ovens. So that was a nice little bonus.
And I hope sometime you guys can come out here and visit the facility.
That'd be wonderful. That'd be great.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Okay. So I believe both of our presenters are on. So next up we have Anne-Marie and Anne-Marie and Marie, sorry, I'm lumping them together, representing Issa's Pita Chips. I believe you are both co-hosts.
Yes.
Okay, great. Do you have a presentation you want to share?
I have a presentation, yep. Let me see if I can make it happen.
Okay.
Do you see my screen?
Not yet, nope. We see you, but we don't see your screen yet. That's okay.
Okay, hang on. I got my technical assistant here because I thought this could happen.
No pressure.
I'm going to shrink it.
Oh, and then hit that and then hit share.
Okay. Don't go anywhere because that's my last page.
Oh, yeah. There you go. No, they should see.
Do you see it now?
Yes, but you're on the last page.
Am I still on the last page?
Nope, perfect.
I'm perfect. Okay, that's my co-host Marie Tracy. Okay, that went a little smoother than we thought. I did have backup. I'm Anne Marie Norton, and we also have Marie Tracy, who you just heard from. We are both from Affinity Group. I am actually out of our Buffalo office. Marie Tracy works out of our Albany office, and we both cover Syracuse. We come from both ends of the state, meet in the middle. So as we're going through this presentation, if you have any questions, depending on where your school is located, you can reach out to either myself or Marie. And we're here to help you. Samples, any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out. So Issa's is a new line for us. We actually have only been representing Issa's for a few months now, and we're really excited to be able to talk to you about it today. It's a high quality product with a great family that is behind it. So it's a fun line to represent. The other thing is it's our one and only New York State product. So we're excited to have a New York State product that qualifies for the initiative. So we'll get started here and just give you a little background about Issa's. They are a family-owned and operated pita chip manufacturing company, and they're located right here in Buffalo, New York, right near me. They were founded in 2016. And actually, originally, their father, he immigrated from Lebanon, and originally he opened a pita baked bakery, which set the foundation for the pita chip company. The bakery actually ran from 1981 to 2016. And it was family run. His sons were going to school and they would still help out in the bakery. And eventually in 2016, his sons took over. What happened was they started realizing that there really wasn't a good reflection of an authentic pita chip, what they knew of a pita chip should be. So they wanted to produce one. And in 2016, the Issa's flame baked pita chip was born. That's a little bit of the background. We'll move on to the next page. So what's the point of difference with Issa's when it comes to their competition? One of the main points of difference is that they are flame baked. These pita chips are flame baked in a custom conveyor hearth oven, and no other pita chip on the market is baked this way. All of the competition is baked actually in an electric oven. And an electric oven circulates air, and ultimately that results in the removal of moisture from the chip, and it makes for a very hard, dense chip. You're not going to find that with Issa's. We have a nice, thin, crispy chip, which leads us right into our second point of difference, thin and crispy. And then it starts with the bread. All these pita chips are made with a Lebanese-style pita bread, and actually a Lebanese-style pita bread is very, very thin. It's much thinner than other pita breads. So it makes for a very nice, crispy, tasty, they're delicious pita chip. And they're authentic. You know, they're baked by a Lebanese family who's familiar with how, you know, pita chips should be produced or made and seasoned and used. So they have the authenticity. And of course, we're here today because it's a New York State grown and certified product. They're committed to buying wheat grown and milled in New York State. And actually where they get their wheat from is grown only 2 hours away from their facilities. And it ultimately results in a better, consistent, high quality product, and you can really taste the difference. They're kosher and they're also vegan. They're formulated with no dairy or eggs. And I know just from talking to food service directors out there that the whole vegan initiative is becoming more and more in demand. So pita chips lends itself really well. You could pair this with hummus, and you'll have your grain and your protein for a vegan meal. So nice, easy option for you. Going on to slide 3. So here we're going to talk about how they're packed and the flavors. They're all packed in 4 2-pound bags. We've got 3 flavors. We've got sea salt, whole wheat sea salt. Well, they're all whole grain, and cinnamon sugar and spicy harissa. So these were all tailor-made for the K-12 segment. They're 51% whole grain, 1 ounce, which is about 11 chips, is going to give you your 1 grain. And again, it's packed into 4 2-pound packaging because this is the best way for them to keep their price point in line for your needs. They did look originally into possibly doing, you know, single serve pouches, but it really just took the price point too high for the segment. So With that said, I have schools in the upstate New York market using this product and using it in the bulk bags and successfully using it. They're not having any issues. Students are really taking to it. We have product available through Latina. It is special order, but they have all 3 flavors set up, and I have some schools that have pulled product through Latina. US Buffalo also has the cinnamon sugar and the harissa flavor. And they will special order, they have special ordered the sea salt for one of my districts. We are currently working on other distributors on the east side of the state. We've been in communication. They've been to some of our other presentations. So it's just a matter of time. So don't hesitate if you don't use either one of those distributors that I just mentioned to reach out to Maria or myself and talk to us about pulling through somebody else. Okay. And then we're gonna just kind of go over some suggestions on how to serve these chips. You know, you can serve them for breakfast or lunch, and even a la carte. The first one's a la carte. Actually, all 3 flavors would be perfect for a la carte.
They are Smart Snacks certified.
They are Smart Snacks certified. Thank you, Marie. And hummus is obviously a no-brainer. You know, you pair your pita chips with hummus. Tzatziki, you could serve it with a tzatziki sauce and, you know, use it as a little bit of a dip. And chili, you could crumble some on top, or you could dip them. You could use it as a side for chili. Greek yogurt or any type of yogurt with cinnamon sugar is very popular. I know Buffalo City Schools is using this product, and that's how they're serving it. Kids love it. A salad topper, sometimes people don't think about this, but it's really lends itself very well to a crouton. And also it's going to be a vegan crouton. Some croutons out there are not vegan, as you know, so don't hesitate to serve this with a salad or use it as a crouton. And any of the flavors would be good for that also. And sliced cheese. So with this, you know, the bento box concept, it lends itself to that also, with all the components using the pita chips as your grain. And Greek nacho, this I think Ann Rich is on the call. I think I saw her name. She came up with this when I was on a sales call. She's going to try Greek nachos with the harissa flavor as the base. She's going to use feta cheese and then come up with a type of a Greek salsa, maybe banana peppers, green peppers, olives, and chickpeas. So, Anne, thanks for the idea. You made the presentation. Very nice. So she's very clever. So those are just some ideas. I mean, really, I'm sure you guys all, you know, can come up with many more. And I can't say enough about the product. I think Maria will agree. We can't take a bag home because we won't leave them alone.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah. So if you haven't tried them, you guys really do have to reach out to us, ask for samples. This last page here has my contact information if you don't already have it, and Marie's contact information. We'd be happy to get samples out to you, or you know, answer any questions you might have. Obviously, we'll answer questions right here and right now. But yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to us. The end.
Great, thank you, Anne Marie. And Marie, I've also had the pita chips. They are delicious. You cannot take them home because you eat them all. The spicy harissa, I didn't know they were carrying those. So that's what's been fun about this showcase, is that we're learning a lot too. I only knew of the 2 products that they carried. So we'll have to make sure and get that 3rd one added to our database.
Yeah,
it sounds
that's
delicious.
The latest flavor, right? It's really good. It's really one of my favorites. I like all 3 of them, but it's very popular.
It's great.
As we sample them.
So we are going to get samples down to that Hudson Valley Director show for next week. I can't be there, already committed, but I talked to Katie this morning. She said you guys would host them on your table, and my counterparts in Metro New York will be there. So if there's any questions through there, we can funnel them back this way.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And that's we can plug that later too. I know Katie and Christy already plugged the show, but they will have a table. So if it's something that you can't be there physically for, but would like your product represented, Harvest will have a table there. So that's great. I'm so glad you guys connected.
Right. And we have had lots of meetings with distributors on the east side of the state. A lot of interest. The codes are already set up for US Foods. So it's just a matter of anchoring some districts to commit to it, and we can get the ball rolling. So if you're interested, let us know so we can tell your distributor partner that you want them.
Great. Any questions or comments?
No one wants to talk to us? think a lot of people on the call have seen the product.
We've been talking with Ginsberg's a lot, Christine. Christine just had a question. Charlie has seen them. I know some of the gals have talked to Charlie in particular, and he was at the last presentation we did, and he was like, bring me the orders and we'll see what we can do. So Renzi, we haven't talked to yet, but it's just a matter of time. If we could bundle a bunch of orders, I'm sure we can get them because the pickup is right in Buffalo. So all these distributors are definitely driving by the plant. So it's just a matter of getting it organized.
Yeah, we could reach out to them and then get back with you too. Okay.
Question. Thank you. Thank you. This is great. Yeah, I see Renzi's, Palmer's. Okay. So it sounds like you guys can help facilitate those connections.
Yeah, we'll help. Who asked? Joe asked about Palmer's. Okay.
Yep. Isaac asked about Renzi's.
Yeah.
Isaac, where are you from? I don't know Isaac.
Yeah, what school is Isaac with?
Let's see. Saranac Central.
Okay, that's easy.
Okay.
All right.
Yep, we can get back to you on both those. I can talk to Palmer's. Obviously, Palmer's is right in Rochester, and tell them this might be something that the schools will be interested in, see if they're willing to special order, if nothing else right now. And I'll let you know, Joe. I'll let y'all know.
It's great. And this is a wonderful, platform, and I appreciate us being invited to participate. This was really nice.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for participating. I remember when this chip came online, this New York chip came online. So it's really exciting to see it moving across the state a few years later.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we're excited to represent it. Like we said, it's a great product and it's a great family behind it. So it's very enjoyable.
Yes.
Great. Okay, we are sorry, we're managing a few things here in the back. I'm only distracted with business here, trying to figure out for our next vendor. But great. If there's no other questions, then we are a bit ahead of schedule. So Becky has been busy connecting with our presenters that are coming up to try to get them to sign on. And I'm looking to see if we have any right now.
Just give me one moment, okay?
Go for it. And Becky, you can let Don know that I resent him his confirmation email. So it should have his unique link in there. I just sent it.
Okay, I will let him know that. So he's trying to call in right now, just so folks know. Thank you, Anne, for sending that.
Yeah, folks, if you can just hang with us while we try to get with our vendors, we are ahead of schedule. So if nothing else, we will be releasing everyone early, packed with good information, but let us just try to get our vendors on. And thanks everyone for your patience. While Becky is busy contacting vendors, I'll also mention about the database that, and I don't know if it was shared yesterday, but we're in the process of getting updated product formulation statements for this year. So if that is something that you rely on, pulling those from the database, we are in the process of getting those from all vendors. And we also will be adding, we've added a few products. So we added all of the products that Gianforte mentioned today. We'll be adding some other items as well. So definitely check if you haven't looked at that in a while. We added some new products from Upstate. So we've just been busy trying to get all of those in, and we'll continue to add more as they come online. There's a few products this afternoon that Botanaline is going to be presenting on that are not currently in there, and we're excited to add those too. They're new products to the market. So like I said, we'll be adding those within the next week or so. So yeah, just plug the database if you haven't looked at that in a while. And Don is logged in. Great. Thank you, Don, for don't apologize to us. We are very ahead of schedule and we asked you to sign on early. So thank you for that.
And I'm in my car right now. So I believe my daughter or someone emailed over the slideshow the other day.
Don, was it the one that we would have used for the Long Island one?
It would have, yeah. There's a newer version, but it actually I can have Jess send it over to you right now.
Yeah, if you want to do that, and like I said, don't feel any time pressure here. We can get it pulled up, no problem, when she sends it. I have the original one from Long Island, but that was from like a month ago.
Yeah, we added some meat and stuff on there
Great.
to show like the fajitas.
Yeah, if she wants to send it over, we can share it, no problem.
All right, I'm just waiting for her to reply. How are you guys? Any rain over by you?
I'm in the Finger Lakes right now, and it is
Oh.
warm. So unseasonably warm, given the fact that we got a lot of snow a few days ago. Or
Yeah,
seasonably
it's,
warm. I'm not even sure what seasons are supposed to be anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping it warms up soon. We can get chickens on the ground.
I know, I still
So-
want to take a field trip out to visit your operation, hopefully this spring, if that's possible. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just
She
checking.
doesn't have it, so you can just.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry, you caught me off guard. I have my kids walking to the car.
I have your PowerPoint from a while
That's
ago,
fine. We
so
can go with
I
that.
will, yeah, let me go ahead and get it pulled up. And we like kids. Most of us have a few that are often in the background, so that's normal. And our school's food directors all serve kids, so
Yeah. All right. So
let me
we're
go ahead and
New
share
York
my
based.
screen. Hold on,
Go
Don.
ahead.
Let me go ahead and get your PowerPoint pulled up, and I can share my screen. Just give me 1 second. I want to make sure I have the right PowerPoint here. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen. And Julie Rawe gave you a little love in the chat box, so thank you for that, Julie.
I see that.
All righty, so you should be able to see my screen. If one of my co-hosts can't, let me know, but otherwise I will just navigate through when you tell me to.
All right. I'm Don Cascun. I own Cascun Farm with my kids. We're a family-run business. We have about 25 employees in our busier season, which we're getting close to. And we have 123-acre farm. We also buy our chickens from other farmers and also beef and pork. You can go ahead and flip to the next one. Yeah, my daughter put this on because it's like every time I start my intro, it started out with a box of chicks. I came home with 100 chicks in the box, and from that 100 chicks, we raised 15,000 chickens on our farm that year. People laughed at us, and now we're doing hundreds of thousands of chickens a year, and helping different customers, local schools and restaurants and things like that. So you can go ahead and go to the next one. I'm sorry, I hate these things.
Well, these have
my
animation built in, so I'll go ahead and add all these and you can just walk through them.
Yeah. So that's my son. He helped us out quite a bit. He still does.
Yeah, I do a lot.
You're supposed to be quiet. Non-GMO feeds that are locally actually milled in Afton, New York. No growth hormones. We actually feed our chickens extra vitamins and minerals to give them stronger bones and healthier ligaments and tendons. They're free range. If anyone knows New York, it snows in July. So, and we have them out as much as we can. You can go ahead and go to the next one. Yep, raised and processed. We started out with a small little room. Actually, we did it in the driveway. Then we built a 5A New York State slaughter facility, and we just couldn't do it all. So now we linked up with different slaughterhouses in New York and New Jersey, and we've been working with them quite a bit. You can go to the next one. That's them. That's their. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, it started out as it was a project farm for my dad, and now it's, we really don't have a lot of chickens there, and we're trying to raise a new pork line that we're trying to build up. They're called Cooney pigs, and we're working with those and sheep. You know, we have a lot of sheep on the farm too, and we would like to expand into another farm and actually build grow houses with it's to kind of get them outdoors more. It's a new type that we've been trying to work with a local builder. So you can go to the next one. Yeah, and that's the part of the farm. And then on the other side is our processing room. We because of COVID, we lost a lot of not customers, but employees, and we had to actually, we did everything by hand. We cut every chicken by hand. There were no machines except for a grinder, a bandsaw, and a vacuum sealer. Now I had to go out and buy packaging machines. So we've packaged everything custom. So if your schools can't handle 20-pound bags of meat, we put them in 5-pound or 10-pound bags. And we do a lot of, now we do a lot of cutting, like fajita. We do a really coarse grind for like, I don't know, like for sauces and things like that, for chili, for chicken. And I think that's really it and we do a fine grind for other things. I think they did a poke bowl with that. And I think there's one more, I think, after this, right? Oh, these are some of the places some of the meals that we provided for, some of the meat that we provided for schools. We also supplied Delta Airlines, and we did the Super Bowl. We did, what is it? Danny Meyer's group we work with. So we do big numbers for people that want good product. That's it. Now, if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer those.
Don, I have a question. If you could just go through the available cuts that you have. I know you mentioned a few, but we got a few questions after the little Long Island mini showcase on the kind of the cuts that you have available to schools for poultry.
We have like strips, like a thin, I think it's about a 1/2 inch by whatever length the chicken breast or thigh is. And then, or beef, we have cubed, fajita, ground, coarse grind. Then there's a kidney plate, which is the coarsest grind you can get. They're just 2 large holes. It just like really, like it doesn't grind the meat. It just cuts it up into chunks, but not with a knife. It's with the grinder. And then we offer patties, whatever you want made in patties, we can do it. That's really, and then the leg quarters, thigh, boneless, skinless thigh, boneless, skinless breast, drumsticks, bone in, skin on thigh, 8-way chicken. I don't know if you guys offer that for the kids. I know there's a lot of bones in it.
And do you have a sausage that you have as well, like a chicken sausage?
Yep, chicken. We do chicken sausage in sweet and hot. Breakfast. We could do beef, pork. We're working on we have cheddar and bacon sausage also. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember all these. There's just so many. We're fluid. We can do whatever it is, so.
No, you're doing great. The only reason I asked about the chicken sausage, one of our coordinators had the opportunity to sample it when at the Long Island, and she said it was delicious. So I ask about it.
Oh, great.
And do you want to talk a little bit about distribution?
We do our own distribution. We don't rely on anyone or anything. We do everything. Or actually today we just did the Broome County school districts, Broome and Tioga County rather. And we handle it all ourselves. We'll figure it out. And I just need to know what days you need it by. And we would deliver it no more than 2 to 3 days prior till it's needed, depending if you want it frozen. If it's frozen, then it would just get delivered whenever.
Let's see, we have a question from Lisa. She must have sampled the chicken sausage. She said it was delicious. Is there a way to make it with non-pork casing?
Yes, we use lamb casing or artificial also, depending on the dietary restrictions, religious or whatever. We tend to use lamb because artificial is kind of against what we really push for. But I do have artificial if that's what they wanted.
Great. Folks, if we have other questions, please feel free to ask. We sprung Don's presentation on him early by half an hour, so thank you so much for joining us. But I want to make sure we get questions answered if there are any. So please feel free again to take yourself off mute. So we have one from Katie. What is your distribution radius? Anywhere in the state?
If the order's anywhere in the state, I can't do it for a case of meat. But if we're doing a whole school district, maybe we can do more than one delivery at a time, make it worthwhile. And I can deliver anywhere from a van to a tractor trailer. So whatever it is that they need.
And the part 2 to that was an order minimum. So obviously volume helps, but is there an order minimum per se?
That's if it's a smaller amount of product, the delivery cost might be higher. So we try not to say that. We try not to have an order minimum because everyone should be able to get our product. We don't. So it depends on how much you want to pay.
Right, of course, everything at a cost.
Yep.
So it sounds like distribution across the state. Obviously, volume helps with cost. Non-pork casing is an option. Lots of different types of cut of poultry and other items. Any other questions from the audience? Here we go. So another one from Katie. Do you respond to bids or do small purchases only? So Katie is the Hudson Valley coordinator for context, working with a lot of schools.
All of our schoolwork right now is done through the New York State bid system. They send us out the packet and then we bid on whatever it is that we want to bid on. I'm not sure how you all do it, but I don't know if they're all the same. So.
Katie, does that answer the question you were looking for? You also can take yourself off mute.
Yes, it does. I'm just trying to think through kind of what makes sense for all of our districts over here for next school year.
And Julie noted in the chat that, and so Julie is with BT Boces. We work with Cascun and they bid with us. That's great. Is that a part of your, I think the answer is yes, but is that a part of your geographic preference bid, Julie, or is that a?
I knew you were going to ask that. I should know. Yes, Annie says yes. She's yelling at me through the wall. Annie said yes.
Thanks, Annie. Any other questions from anyone or comments?
Everyone could, feel free to text me or email me or whatever it is. Like, are you interested in, I don't know what that says.
That was just to you directly. I will email you later. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay, well, if there are no more questions, again, Don, thank you for your flexibility. We really appreciate you jumping on.
Anytime.
And we're
I look forward
excited
to working with you folks.
Yeah, we
Yep.
do as well. So thank you so much.
Thanks. You have a wonderful day and enjoy the weekend.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. I think that we have Kate with us here. So Kate is a co-host. And Kate, I don't know if you're going to have a presentation, but if you do, you are more than, okay, perfect.
I don't have a presentation.
That's no, that's okay. I recall from the Long Island one you didn't, so I wasn't sure if you would have one or not. But I want to introduce Kate from Sfolgini Pasta, and if I said that wrong, I apologize. I'm trying every time to say it right.
Totally good.
Good. Okay, take it away, Kate.
Hi, my name's Kate Galassi. I'm the operations manager for Sfolgini Pasta. We're based in the Hudson Valley, about 30 minutes south of Albany. We've been making dried pasta for almost 10 years. In September, we started making 2 whole grain shapes that are made with 51% New York State flour coming from Burkett Mills in Penn Yan, which is in the Finger Lakes. And that pasta will become New York State grown and certified in the next month or two. We've already gotten the thumbs up from Ag and Markets for that. So we designed this pasta really to be exclusively for the farm to school program. So kid-friendly shapes. Right now we are making a fusilli and a ziti, and we'll be adding small shells in our next production run in a couple of weeks. And all the pasta comes packed in 5-pound bulk food service packs, 3 bags to a case. So a 15-pound case pack. We are working, our primary distributor partner is Headwater Food Hub that serves Buffalo, Rochester, Southern Tier, some parts of the Cap region. We are also in the process of trying to onboard with Ace Endico. So for folks that work with Ace Endico, that is a very good solution. And for larger districts, we can ship pallets direct. We offer freight anywhere in New York State. That's it in a nutshell.
Okay, folks, do we have questions for Kate? We can take a few moments here to see if any come in. How can we get it from Lauren?
If you have a distributor that you work with for other New York State products, we are super happy to work through a distributor. We service a lot of regional and national distributors. So, but to Dutchess County, yeah, we would be happy to ship direct, either via pallet freight or for smaller orders, we can ship through UPS. That cost delivered through either of those methods is about $2.05 a pound, $2.10 a pound.
And Katie noted that Red Barn will also be carrying it as well. So good for the Hudson Valley region. Long Island's turn for a shout out. The pasta is really tasty. Very happy to hear you'll be working with Ace Endico. Yes, that's great news. Thank you for that, Lisa.
Yeah, it's great. They deliver right near us, so they'll be able to backhaul pallets of pasta. I'm working with Matthew on those onboarding details right now. There are 720 pounds of pasta on a pallet. That's the maximum number of pounds we can fit on a pallet, but we're happy to ship pallets with fewer pounds if that's better.
Keep the questions coming if you have them, folks. We certainly have the time.
Awesome. I'd be happy, anybody who wants to send over feedback about the pasta, we're always happy to hear it. And we're working on developing some cooking instructions for large batch recipes. So again, anybody that has thoughts, feedback on that process, we'd be very happy to hear it. The shelf life is 2 years from the day that we make it. So anything we ship out will have minimum a year of shelf life on it. Right now, everything that we're shipping has 18 to 20 months of shelf life on it. I'm not sure if we'll be at the Hudson Valley Showcase yet. It's a little far for us to do in a day trip.
Christy, Katie, is that something that you might be able to demo? I don't know what the cooking capabilities are either, but if you want to chime in on that.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to have any cooked, but if you had materials or like sample size packets, we'd be happy to distribute those. But I think that's as much as we can do right now, but we could talk about that later.
Yeah, I'm happy to send like 1 pound sample bags of the shapes that we have for people who can pick it up. Our pasta company is called Sfolgini, S as in Sam, F as in Frank, OGLINI. Sorry, my COVID voice is like not helping my pronunciation.
Yeah, and Karen said, awesome, even if you can send dry bags.
Yeah, totally happy to do that. I'll follow up about if we're not able to make it, I'll follow up with details on how many bags you might want for samples. And we're always happy to drop ship samples directly to schools for people who want 5 or 10 pounds to like test how it works in an existing recipe. Like we're totally happy to ship UPS anytime.
Other questions? Okay, so hearing none. Kate, thank you for joining us. You did share you're not feeling well, so I really appreciate you prioritizing this.
No, very happy to join. Thank you so much.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, we did have one question. Any school ziti recipes with a side of meatballs? So Julie asked that in the chat box if anyone has a recipe and they want to share and or state yes, please feel free to do so in the chat. We are very ahead of schedule. So this the vendor showcase was a kind of a trial for us to see how it works virtually. And we did find that our vendors are very good at selling their wonderful products very quickly. And so 15 minutes was longer than we needed for each vendor. And that's okay. We do have one left, and Becky's been trying to get in touch with Heather from Botanaline. I do want to give them time to be able to present. Again, they have a few beef products that are not available from other beef producers right now. So they will be new products hitting the market. And they also, they use an ingredient that makes their beef products healthier. So it's an exciting end for us. So if you want to hang with us for a few minutes, you could even, let me just look here. I'm assuming, Becky, we haven't heard from Heather, right?
Correct. I asked if she could join about 30 minutes early, and that was quite a while ago. And her time slot is at 3:25.
Yeah.
So I did just text her.
All right, folks, why don't we, if it's okay, I certainly don't want to cheat her out of her audience just because we're running ahead of schedule. If we want to take a 5-minute break, 10-minute break, 10-minute break sounds better. Thanks, Becky. And then just come back at 2:50. Hopefully we'll be able to have her on. Worst case scenario, she can't join. We will have her record her kind of sales pitch, if you will, and we will share that out with everyone after. But again, I'd love to give her the opportunity to do it live herself. So 10 minutes, 2:50, and we appreciate you hanging in with us. Colvin doing? Good, Colvin? Folks, we will wait till 2:50, but Becky was able to connect with Heather and she will be joining us early. So we will give the folks who stepped away time to step back in, but we'll get started here in just a moment. Thank you, Becky, for your tenaciousness.
I'm here, Cheryl. I just got in.
Wonderful. So we're going to give folks a few minutes. We gave them till 2:50 and my apologies, Heather, all of our apologies. We are running very ahead of schedule. Our vendors spoke fast and wonderfully and we just kind of buzzed through everybody. But you should have, are you a co-host? Let me see.
Yeah, I just tried to share my screen and it didn't let me, so.
That's okay. Katie
When
will be back
Katie
in
comes
just a
back.
moment. Yeah, she'll make you co-host. She has host rights, so that's something she can do and we cannot.
Okay.
But she'll be right back.
Nope, you should be all set now.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Katie. Yeah, Heather, if you want to go ahead and share your screen and just get the tech working, that would be great.
Okay, can you guys see?
We can, and now you're in presenter mode, which is great. It's if you want to go ahead and get started, that's fine. We told folks 2:50. It's 2:49, and like I said, we're going to share this out with all of our participants regardless, and actually all the SFAs. So if you want to go ahead and get started, feel free.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining today, and thanks to Cheryl and the team for inviting us. I'm very excited to introduce you to Botanaline today. For those of you who aren't familiar with us, we were established in 2018. We are from Buffalo, New York, and we're a spinoff of Wardinski & Sons, which is a Buffalo area meat manufacturing company that's been in business for over 100 years. So we are going to go through our healthier proteins today, all made with New York State beef. But really, Botanaline is a food technology company. Like I said, we were established in 2018, and we came up with this really unique way of processing meat using a plant-based ingredient. So we're coming up with new innovations every day using plant-based ingredients. And our mission is to create healthier and more sustainable products through food innovation. So we really are excited to share our protein line today. That is something that's been in development over the past 10 years. It came out of the Wardinski kitchens. All of our meat, when we first started, we were kind of showcasing the technology and introducing it to manufacturers to try and improve their products. In the past 6 months, we've partnered with National Food Group, which is really exciting because we have all of their salespeople selling this across the country. So Dan Moss will be on the call today. I'm sure a lot of you know Dan. He is the sales rep at National Food Group for New York State. And together we're all committed between us at Botanaline, Wardinski's is our manufacturing partner, and National Food Group to give you foods that will meet your nutritional guidelines with no compromise to taste. So some of the key benefits of our healthier protein line is, number one, it tastes amazing. You really will not be able to tell the difference between this and any of the national brand hot dogs that you're familiar with. I'm going to get into the technology and how it works, but all of our product offerings are very nutritious. They're results in a reduction in sodium than what you're used to. As you know, processed meat is typically not very healthy for you. It's usually high in sodium and saturated fat, and there's a lot of chemical-based ingredients. but we're proud to offer a line of proteins that have lower sodium, lower saturated fat and calories, and also are a cleaner label. So we're taking a lot of those harmful ingredients out and allergen additives. And I'll go into a lot of that, all the ingredients that we're taking out in a little bit. But we also make a more sustainable product. And I'm going to share a little bit how the technology works. So the plant-based ingredient I was referring to is actually potato. And it's not a potato starch. It is strictly a potato that when cooked at a specific time and temperature and blended in with the meat block during processing, it acts as a peptide that helps retain moisture and eliminates the need for any added salt or harmful additives that you typically find in processed meat. So the potato is acting as a natural binder. We've all heard of that word, fillers or binders that are typically in processed meat, but the potato is acting and doing that, what those fillers and binders typically do naturally as a vegetable, because of the way it's cooked. So it's a natural binder that gives the proteins the proper flavor and texture without needing all of those harmful ingredients. So a lot of times we're able to cut the ingredient list in half. A lot of the ingredients that are in processed meat today, you can barely pronounce. On the label of the processed meat of our products, you will see beef, water, potato. So it is strictly potato. There's nothing in it to make it harmful, or, there's nothing else added to it. So I also want to point out though, that when you bite into our products, you're not going to be seeing chunks of potato. Nobody would know that potato is in the product unless we told you or you looked at the label. So that's a benefit as well, that it's not going to have a different type of texture or a different flavor because of the potato. You will never know the potato's in there, and that makes all of our products taste really great without all the added chemicals and the sodium and the saturated fat that's typically found in processed meat. So some of our brand commitments, I discussed that all of our products are nutritious. So we're cutting the sodium by 50% compared to national brands, and also lowering the saturated fat and calories by up to 30%. We create a cleaner label, so you're not going to find any of the chemical ingredients or allergens that you typically find, such as soy, TVP, MSG, sorbitol, hydrolyzed beef stock. I mean, all those ingredients that are typically added can get cut out. But again, there's no compromise to the quality, the flavor, the taste, the texture. Students love it. I'll get into some testimonials in a little bit, but they're all healthier alternatives to those classic favorites that everybody knows and loves, but without the guilt of all the harmful stuff that comes with it. So all of our items are USDA approved. They're in schools right now. They meet and exceed CN guidelines, and all, of course, will be made or can be made with New York State beef, which will give you your farm to school incentives. So I did want to go into all the food service needs that you have. There's a lot, but we can definitely meet your 2 MMA meal contribution. I did want to point out though, our hot dog is a 7-to-1, which is 2.3 ounces. So that, because we're taking out some of the meat and replacing it with potato, we do have to give you a little bit bigger of a hot dog of the 2.3 7-to-1, but that'll meet your 2 MMA meal contribution. Everything's NSLP compliant, meets CN guidelines. We have product formulation statements for all of our products, so you can just ask for those with all the information you need. As I mentioned, everything's lower in salt, which is really great because of the new FDA guidance to voluntarily reduce sodium over the next 2.5 years by 12%. You may as well be proactive and start now trying to do that because we're, hoping, because we really are big on making sure that salt isn't as into everybody's diets as it is today, that voluntary will become mandatory at some point. But all the menu items that we have hold up well in warming trays. And again, taste, flavor, texture. all stuff that the students really do enjoy. You know, you can talk to Bridget O'Brien Wood. She really got on board. She was one of our first customers. And even she has said that, you know, there's less waste in the schools now. Kids are actually eating the hot dogs and loving them. So I talked a little bit about our manufacturing and distribution partner. So when we first started Wardinski and Sons, everything was branded Wardinski and Sons. They still are making our products, but like I said, when we formed the partnership with National Food Group, we were looking to take these products nationwide. So we branded them all Botanaline. But in New York State here, Wardinski and Sons is still our manufacturer. It's the same product. It's made by them. Like I said, they've been in business for over 100 years. So we trust them. I'm sure you trust them if you've ever had any of their products. They do a great job and they're a proud partner of ours. And then as is National Food Group, who is our distribution partner. So I mentioned Dan Moss, he's on the call, I believe. He can answer any distribution questions that you have. And because of those partnerships, we can partner with any New York distributors, Palmer, Renzi, Latina, whoever you use. And we also get our New York State beef from Empire Farms. So I wanted to share a hot dog nutritional comparison. So this is comparing to a national brand hot dog. And you'll see, you know, the sodium got cut 25%, 50% less fat, 35% reduced calories. And then we took a lot of those harmful ingredients out. The sorbitol, the hydrolyzed beef stock. I mean, some of these ingredients that are in these products are meant to be fillers to make them moist and make them have the right texture. Because of our potato ingredient, we don't need any of those. So we're taking all of those out. No MSG, no added sugar, no corn syrup. And then more protein and iron and potassium per serving. And potassium is because of the potato. So here's a list of all of our products made with New York State beef with the product codes. You'll see that we have our beef hot dog, but then we also have different flavors of the beef hot dog. We have a beef jalapeno and cheese, which is very popular among high school students, as is the beef onion and cheese. And then we have an all natural item, which really is just for those districts looking to not use any nitrates or nitrites other than those that are naturally occurring as a result of using the celery powder. But we have a variety of sausages as well. We have the beef sausage, and then we have an Italian style, a knockwurst, and a Polish sausage. Now, those are all links, and those are all made by Wardinski's. Actually, all these products are made by Wardinski's. We're looking to partner with other manufacturers to do a patty. That's in the future as we grow our business. We're hoping to do more chicken patties and whatnot, but these are all our New York State beef products. And then we also have a lunch meat, which is a beef bologna. I know the Buffalo Public School District buys that. That is a much more nutritious bologna that also has more protein. So here's a testimonial from Ann Rich. I'm sure many of you know Ann. She was another one who really was one of our first customers. And Ann in Hamburg, obviously a huge supporter of Farm to School. She does buy the hot dog. She loves it. And, you know, she mentions in this testimonial about the pandemic and the food shortage and shipping issues. I know all of you guys have been through a lot over the past couple of years, but, you know, I often say we pride ourselves because we're small, we're a startup. I've seen our CEO actually drive product to Michigan to get them what they need. It's kind of the benefit of being a startup and a smaller company, is that we will do anything for you. We want to grow our business, we want to grow our brand, and we want to make sure you are a happy customer. So, you know, like Ann said, we meet the nutritional requirements, but she also mentions that we're popular with both the staff and students. So that's the most important thing. Everybody loves the taste. So that's pretty much it. I have my contact information. And then I also have Dan Moss, who is the rep, like I mentioned, from National Food Group, who you all know. And I have both websites listed as well. And our websites kind of connect because of our partnership, where if you were on Botanaline and you wanted to see more of our products, it will link you to National Food Group's page, and vice versa. So National Food Group has a whole online store of all of our products listed, and you can log in and get more information about them, or contact Dan directly or myself, or for those who know Peggy Rogers from Wardinski's, she is also a great contact if you wanted more information about the product or PFS statements or whatever you need. So thank you so much for your time, and I'll open everything for anybody who has questions.
Great, thanks, Heather. And I dropped a few things in the chat box. Peggy is working through the New York Grown and Certified process. We do have PFSs. We are going to get those added to the database. But because Wardinski's is already grown and certified for 3 of their New York products, they are working to add these 3 new products as well. And because they're the food manufacturer, grown and certified will be tied to them. So that's just an FYI for those folks that are looking for those grown and certified products. Any questions from the audience? You can go off mute. You can put them in chat. So this is a more general one. Is there a list of all New York certified foods for school districts? So yes, Joy, Becky dropped it in the chat box. We'll drop it again. So it's front and center, but we maintain a database of 30% eligible products. It is very product specific. Becky just dumped that in there. All of those products are either New York grown and certified, or we have approved product formulation statements for them on file. Also in the Airtable is a list of New York grown and certified vendors. I do want to mention that tab is not product specific. So just because a vendor is listed doesn't mean all the products that they carry are New York grown and certified. So if you're looking for product specific info, you can definitely check our database. Will these products also be at the Hudson Valley Show on April 8th? So Heather, you joined us, I think after it was mentioned, but there's a Hudson Valley Show on April 8th. Do you know about that, or is this new information? It's probably new information.
Yeah, it's new information to me, but Dan might know. A lot of times, because we have such a close partnership with National Food Group, they will represent us at these shows and be featuring Botanaline at these shows. So Dan, I don't know if you can unmute if you're going to be at that show.
I did become aware of it this week. I unfortunately can't make it. I have a prior commitment, but we might be able to work something out where we can showcase some items without us physically being there. That was an option. Or if somebody from Botanaline can make it too, we can talk about that as well.
Yeah, I'll talk about that internally with my team and see about the show and see if we can make it.
And Heather, I'll one of our Katie or Christy up here plugged information for the show in the chat box, and we'll make sure that those end up your way. I'll dump it. But so we have a question from Lisa. What is the easiest way to arrange for samples?
If you wanted to email me, my contact information is up there. You can do that. We have, like I said, a close partnership with Wardinski's where it's very easy because we're right in New York, and we can easily get samples to you instead of going through National Food Group and having them ship it. So feel free to email me. And I can arrange to get samples to you as soon as possible of, all the products you have in New York State, and otherwise I can give you a list of other products that we offer as well.
And I just also want to chime in there. If you have a coordinator in your region, we're really hoping to be able to, if you have a director's meeting coming up, or if you have a chapter of your school nutrition association meeting come up, it would be great if we could help you get some samples to those. I know Anne Marie over at Affinity Group has been really wonderful about, they have a lovely location there. The Erie County folks meet there. So that's a nice place for them to be able to try samples. And like Heather said, Wardinski's has just been wonderful about getting samples out really to anybody who wants them. So yeah, they're really wonderful about that. But yeah, anytime we can get a group together and we can get a bunch of samples from different vendors out to you guys, that's great. We're really happy to help you facilitate that.
So we have a question here from Karen and Heather, if you're reading chat, I don't need to read these for you, but I want to make sure you see them. Can you ship product to Ray at North Rockland and he can put out the product or spec sheets? I think this is an item we would love to taste.
Yeah, we can coordinate that.
Yeah, Dan, yeah, we will coordinate between myself and Dan Moss will coordinate the products out. Now, you know, a lot of times, obviously, when we're tasting the products, they're not going to be made with New York beef as far as samples go. I just want to put that out there. They'll taste the same, whether they're made with New York beef or not, but for sample purposes, just so you know that, you know, it's not going to be New York beef, but then you specify that you want the New York beef and then we'll use it.
That's great. And Barb Albee noted that they're going to add some of the products presented to the Erie One BOCES bids. Botanaline items will be added to see what kind of pricing we can get. That's great to hear. Thanks for sharing that, Barb. It's one of the points of this vendor showcase, so that's wonderful. Other questions? Like I said, comments. We're a smaller group now. You can always take yourself off mute and ask too.
Yeah, and thank you, Barb. I know, Barb, we sent samples to Barb in the past. We just couldn't get it in for this school year. So I'm excited, Barb, that you want to sample again and you know, add these to the bid. And yeah, I'm so passionate about this product. You know, I have two small children of my own, and you know, I've always in the past been like, we shouldn't eat a lot of hot dogs or sausages, even though they're so easy and convenient to make. And even when I'm looking at school lunch options, I'm really always thinking of nutrition for my kids, right? And to have this item that actually is something you can feel good about feeding the kids, right? It's lower in sodium, and it doesn't have any of those harmful chemicals. So I really appreciate everybody, you know, trying to help us build this and spread the word that this product exists, because you know, half the battle has been, hey, it's processed meat, it's always bad for you. And now there's a way to make it healthier. So I really appreciate everybody, you know, spread the word, you know, that this exists. And we're so excited to get samples to you and hopefully grow these items.
Great, thank you, Heather. So we can kind of do a last call for questions, and then I'll just do a quick 2-minute wrap up. But if they're, again, last call for questions for Heather or Dan. It sounds like there's a lot of interest in samples, which is great. You're welcome, Karen, for putting, you know, on behalf of the rest of the team here, for putting this together. Thank you all for participating. And I want to thank our vendors again. I know we not all are on right now, but for their flexibility and coming on early and being patient with us as we work through a virtual vendor show, first of at least our kind. We had a little baby pilot in Long Island, but there were only 4 vendors. So it was a little bit easier. So as a wrap up, again, if you're interested in that vendor show, I know we've plugged it a lot, but I think it is easier if we can get a group of directors together and get a bunch of samples sent there. That's what we were able to do for the Long Island Co-op. And it was on like a week's notice with our vendors, and they were able to pull it together, which was great. So let us know if that's something you want to organize for your region. We're more than happy to help. By all means, reach out to the vendors yourselves to set something up. And like I said, we will share out the recordings from today with all of the vendors that gave us permission to do that. Nearly all did. And we'll send out any vendor information that is shared with us for all of you, along with their contact information. So thanks all for hanging in with us for 4 or 5 hours over the past few days.